G'day guys, welcome to the new year. Or is it? It's 2010, fast approaching as 2011. Thought I'd come up with and share with you some of my smartest strategies to help you set yourself up for success in 2011. Every year, people draw on this coming to an end of a year to create some resolutions, whether it's around exercise, perhaps giving up a bad habit, whether it's drinking, smoking, whatever. It's a great opportunity to almost reboot the system, if you like. So we're not talking about perhaps cleaning out the mental and physical hard drive here, but what we are talking about is perhaps looking at a few aspects of our life that we'd like to do better. So here's an opportunity to share with you a few strategies that'll help set up your 2011. So where do we start? A SWOT analysis. What's that, you might be asking? Well, that is where we sit down and we analyse our strengths, our weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So if we were starting a SWOT analysis, let's think about our strengths. Let's think about what are the things that really worked this year. My personal strengths as far as, whether it's from a business point of view or whether it's just personally, certain habits that you routinely do that work for you. Once we've finished that, we'll then progress to weaknesses. What are some of the things that you do that perhaps trip you up along the journey? So for me, it could be chocolate. So that would be a weakness for me. It could be I'm in a hurry all the time and sometimes I don't pause, take a deep breath and appreciate the moment. So strengths, weaknesses, and then let's look at the opportunities. So when we're looking at our personal growth and where we want to progress to, let's look at the opportunities that are around us. Look at the opportunities where we can see potential to grow and develop, both personally and professionally. And let's finish off then with threats. What are some of the things, some of the perhaps addictive behaviours, patterns, rituals, whatever, that seem to undo all the good work? You set a goal and then they just seem to be there on the track and unbeknownst to you, trip over, stumble, hey, I'm back where I started. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and the threats is a great place for you to start to clarify and get a bigger picture of where you're at in 2010. Next step, let's talk about a simple process which is called stop, start and continue. So when you're thinking about certain things that you would like to change or improve on in the new year, first of all consider the first thing that you would like to stop doing. Then, what are you going to start doing? And thirdly, what are you going to continue doing and to improve on? 3 goals would be a great start when you're planning for 2011. So, we've covered our SWOT analysis, our stop, start, continue plan. So let's look at the smarter strategy and break it down one step at a time. Smarter. The S stands for specific. So we've talked about our stop, start, continue. These are the 3 goals that we've identified. They need to be very clear in our minds. We need to be able to visualise what we're doing and where we're going to. The M. The M stands for measurable. As important as it is to have a goal, it's equally important to have some way in which we can measure, as you hear the kids say, are we there yet? So we need to know if this is our starting point and this is our end point, when do we know we've arrived? Because for a lot of people, they get involved in this whole goal setting process, and somewhere along the line, they go, I'm lost. There are so many distractions, as you'd appreciate in life, constantly drawing us off the track. So having that very specific goal and having some form of measurement continually enables us to stay on track towards our goals in 2011. The A. The A stands for anchor. If you can visualise right now a tall sailing ship with its anchored in the harbour, we're talking about a state. We're talking about a sensation or a feeling or an experience that you can continually connect with. So here what we're talking about is there's many different types of anchors, many different ways in which you can get to that state. So whether it's through some form of affirmation, saying, mantra, it could be through a prayer, it could be some sort of physical component. For example, when you're getting ready in the morning and you're brushing your hair, you're putting on your favourite cologne or perfume, you're putting on a certain outfit, almost like a costume, and when you do, it just puts you in the right state of mind. Whether you feel more confident, more empowered, better. That's what we're talking about. We've been doing them perhaps unconsciously. So now we're looking at how can I anchor some of these feelings so that I continually engage and connect with these goals. Many actors, performers have some sort of performance ritual. Athletes will go through some form of ritual to get their head and their body into the right state. So if it's okay for them, why can't we employ a very similar way or similar strategy to anchor the right state to help you stay on track to the goals that you've set for 2011? My own personal experience to anchor myself in a state so that I could present to you right now was I come to this environment. I come to a natural environment where I'm able to draw on its energy so that I can find or create or connect with the right state so that I can deliver. So this is pretty simple, but it works for me. What you need to consider is what works for you and do it. The R. The R is for responsibility. What I mean by that is we, unlike the animal kingdom, have the ability to make conscious decisions. We're not locked into some habitual, instinctive pattern. So saying that, in this case where we've identified three things, what you're going to stop, start and continue, we want to make sure that we take responsibility and know that we have the power to continually make that choice day after day. What I'm conscious here of when most people are setting goals is they bite off more than they can chew. They perhaps take on too many responsibilities, and ultimately that could overwhelm them and perhaps misdirect them. So the R is for responsibility. So the T is for time frame, and it's about setting a realistic time frame for you to achieve your goals. The most common excuse that I hear after people have set their goals is that they don't have time. They're too busy. Something else has come up. So it's important that when we're setting these guys, we're very realistic. We factor in all the what ifs. What if this happens? What would I do? What if that happens? And have a plan. So if we were to stop for a moment and look realistically at our time frame to achieve these goals, and perhaps considered all the potential threats, all the what ifs, and we had, say, a plan A, B, C that can counter that, you've got a greater chance of achieving your goal. The E is for employing. And what we're thinking about here is employing visualization. Visualizing where we're at and where we're going to. We've considered that there are a number of potential obstacles along the path, and we can see our way negotiating those obstacles. The key is here is to actually put yourself in that space and see yourself already experiencing the success, already having achieved that goal. And through that visualization, it's going to draw you closer to it. The R stands for reward, and this is the part where many of us probably fail. We fail to celebrate the success. We've been travelling along this path and we've achieved a number of stepping stones along the way. And it's important to acknowledge our journey. It's important to reflect and look at what we've done, because that will help us in going forward. Because we've put in that measurement process, we add to that a series of small rewards that encourage us forward. So whether you are looking at rewarding yourself with something as simple as a trip into town, perhaps to see a live performance or a massage, whatever it might be, something that gives you enormous pleasure and draws you forward towards your goal. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you the smartest strategy. I would like to invite you on a journey where we can build on this foundation over the next year. Some other ideas, some other strategies that can help orientate you and navigate you on your path to personal success in 2011. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you'd like to find out more about this subject and others, please go to leadershipmotivationsite.com. Thank you again.